Yeah, so it's my pleasure to interview you.
Thank you. I'm very thankful to be here with you today. Heard a lot about you.
I have heard a lot about you.
Thank you. I hope all good things.
So, tell us about yourself.
My name is Karan Gaines. I'm born and raised in Ypsilanti, Michigan, America. I'm a father, entrepreneur, um, created creator of the term Worksheet, world record holder. Um, I was a commissioner in my city for one term. I ran for a higher seat, which was city council. Ran for city council twice. Um, did a lot of community events and created a few programs. One of the programs I created was our community cleanup crew for the youth, and it was educating children on this is your community, so it's your job to take care of it. You don't need the government or any outside source to come in and help you take care of what's yours. And so it was just teaching them to be a citizen and not just a resident, because a resident just resides somewhere. A citizen actually votes, knows what's going on with the X's and O's of the actual land. And so I was trying to educate the youth early to give them a sense of pride of where they live and take care of it. And I also created a program called Grades is Money School Tour. And I went around schools, even outside of my state, and educated the youth on accountability, and that your principal is pretty much school is like a business. You know, the principal is like the boss, the teachers are the managers, the hall monitors are like the security and the police. And you go to school every day here in America for 8 hours, and we work 8 hour shifts at work also. And so while your parents have accountability, the children have accountability also. And so grades is money. And so it just educates them that when you get to college, you turn your grades in. And the better your grades, the more money the college gives you. So grades is money school tour. And I also created More Than a Baby Daddy program. Here in America, especially in my culture, we have these terms of baby daddy and baby mama. And so I created a program just educating myself and other men that we're more than just that term. You know, we're fathers, we're dads, and, you know, we're providers and protectors. And so everything I do is simply to help the next generation push forward and be better than what we were.
That's great that you have helped the current youth so much, and especially in education. Like, education is all the one thing we need the most to survive, to earn money, to run our homes.
Yeah,
So, and out of all the drives and all you did, what has been the most memorable moment for you?
when I was a commissioner, me and a couple other commissioners, and some people of the community, it was wintertime and we started a Mormon center. So people could come in during the day, from early in the morning to right before night hits. And it was like a day shelter. And we provided coffee, hot chocolate, food, hats, gloves, and everything. And that program, that place still exists till to today. I'm not hands on with it like I used to be, but I'm one of the founders and creators of it. And so knowing that they're working towards turning it into an actual shelter, I take a lot of pride in that. And then another memorable moment was as a commissioner, we voted on the body cameras that our police force have, and they still use today. And so those body cameras save lives on both ends, you know, daily. And so I take a lot of pride when I'm out and I see officers and I see the cameras on them, and it's like, wow, you know, I took part in that.
Oh, that's great. Like being a commissioner was actually a fun task.
Yes, it was a learning process because I have no political background. I didn't go to college for politics or anything like that. But it was a hurtful process also because you learn a lot about um how messed up things really are. Sometimes unless you're sitting at the table with what's going on, you really don't know what's going on. And so I got to really see what was really going on and how things are strategically moved around and done. And so it was hurtful at times because in the community I come from, um, I tried my best to educate a lot of people on what was going on, but it's hard to repair, broken grown-ups. And so that's why I went from trying to educate grown-ups to doing things for the children because I saw the things that were done to our grown-ups mentally was done so many years ago. I was wasting a lot of time trying to get through to them, and I said, well, I could just focus on the children because they're what's next anyway. The children is who are going to be taking care of us in the future, and so that's why I kind of stepped away from politics and created my programs. And in the midst of me being around children every day, I thought I should do a children's book, and that's how I got to my first book, Woke Seed.
And then how does it feel being the creator of the Worksheet?
It's amazing. I honestly didn't know it wasn't strategic. It just was something that I'm like, this is what I'm gonna name it. The book Woke Seed, and it just felt so good internally. And then one day a lady reached out to me, and she said, "Karan, when I Google Woke Seed, there's nothing on the planet that exists but your book." And she said, "Do you realize like those two words never even been next to each other in a sentence before?" And so I'm like, "Wow, really?" And so from there, she asked me, "What did it mean?" And I told her I had a meaning to it, but I really didn't. And so from there, I started like, "Well, what does woke seed really mean?" And I came with a conscious being that spreads enlightenment to others for them to enlighten themselves. And so if you take that term and you go back to everything of my programs I talked about, if you can educate or help somebody enough for them to help themselves, you don't need a program. A program is like a crutch. It's something somebody would need over and over. But if you educate them on who they are, where they live, and their accountability, you don't have to be there anymore. They can, enlighten themselves. And so it was just like all meant to be. And so the English Urban Dictionary verified and certified the term. So if you Google it, it comes up as an actual term, and you scroll down, you'll see my name at the bottom. So I take a lot of pride in that, and that's something that will stick forever.
Hello,
Yeah, I'm here.
am I audible?
Yeah, you went blank for a
Yeah.
minute.
Actually, it's raining out here, so there are some network issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's raining in India.
Okay.
And apart from all these, what are your else hobbies, like singing, dancing, or something like that?
Could you repeat that?
I'm asking that apart from the politics and writing, what are your other hobbies, like singing, dancing, and something like that?
I'm a recording artist. I'm a rapper. I go by the stage name Mr. One God. If you look, I have on my clothing brand, One God Clothing. The name of my publishing company is One God Publishing. And so I just, I'm like the spokesperson for unity. I take a lot of pride in that. And so my first stage name, rap name, used to be Boomerang Game. My last name is Game. And that's when I was a lot more immature and into different things at that time, as far as street life. And once I got a little older and started doing for the community, taking responsibility for the community, and getting into politics, I was a different version of myself, a higher version, a better version. And so I felt I needed to be identified with a better name that fits for the new version of me. And so I came up with Mr. One God, and I hold a lot of pride in that name. So I conduct myself as such. So I make music that isn't vulgar. I don't put cuss words in my music, degrade women, or glorify drugs. And so I figure if I have this attachment with children and they see I do music and then they go to research a song of mine, they shouldn't hear anything that doesn't fit for my image. So outside of everything, music is like my number one
So
hobby.
you, Mhm. It's a great to listen that you are actually an inspiration to so many people out there.
Thank you so much.
Like by being the better version of yourself, you actually meant that quote that you always have to try your best to be the better version of yourself, and you did that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's a beautiful feeling. Um, I've been doing, especially now, I've been doing a lot of healing and soul searching. I've been on a spiritual journey, and I've been connecting a lot with women. I've been more close to my older sister lately, and she's been helping me a lot. My older cousin, Quisha. My older sister name is Latoya Gaines, and my second oldest sister, I'm the youngest, is Maisha Gaines. My cousin Quisha Johnson, and I've reached out to a lady named Tierra Tribes on Instagram, and so I purchased me a duck flower. I don't know if India is too fond of a duck flower, but it's like a detox that you take, and it's like real intense. And so I'll be throwing up and using the bathroom for 6 to 8 hours, and it'll get all the mucus and everything out of my body. And so, like I said, I've been doing a lot of searching for healing, and I stumbled across a video on Vlad TV on YouTube, and Lady Brandy Davis. Um, she had a real inspiring story, and she went through a lot more than what I went through. And she spoke about forgiving herself. And I said to myself, if she could forgive herself for what she went through, and I felt I went through less, I can forgive myself. Because a lot of times in life, it don't be about forgiving other people. It be about us forgiving us on the decisions we made, you know. And so right now, I kind of took away the stardom, the finances, and I just been focused on me internally. And I just want to be the best version of myself that I could be. And so money is important. We can't survive without money, but I figure get me on the inside together first, and all the things on the outside will come. So I just been real humble. I go on daily walks every day. Been sober, no drugs, anything like that. I've been working out a little bit, so I just go to work and focus on relaunching all my businesses for the fall. One Guy Clothing, getting all my books printed up, especially the ones I set a world record with, and just looking forward to everything coming my way. I'm a pretty blessed person, and I'm real thankful for everything that I got. I'm very thankful for the country of India. You guys have really opened my eyes to the world and given me a platform to showcase myself. You guys have showed me a lot of love. So I really appreciate Digital Gold GAPA, Cherry Book Awards, Elite Book Awards, Update India, the Eagle Eye Network, now Indian Stories Live. And so you guys have been great. You've been really great. And I'm planning my trip to come. I'm always planning for a certain month, and then that month just comes so quick. But I will be out there for sure next month or no later than the month after. And that's what they my brother Darlof Sarkar and Abhishek Kapoor, that's what they was kind of telling me to come more so in September, or October because the weather. And they say it gets really, really hot out there. So yeah, I will be coming to visit. Hopefully I get to meet you while I'm out there.
Yeah, sure. I would come to meet you wherever you are in India.
Okay, nice, nice. That'll be my pleasure.
And do you remember when had you first started writing?
When I look back, I've been writing my whole life. Um, my aunt, my aunt Rose has a poem on her wall. It was Mother's Day. I was in eighth grade, and we was in school, and they told us to, do something for our mother. So I wrote my mom a poem, and I thought to myself, well, my auntie is a very loving person. I look at her as a mom. So I wrote her a poem called Another Mother. And in the poem, I rhymed and everything. And she still has it on her wall to this day. And when I look at the books I write now, it's the same format. It's the exact same format. It's the rhymes, it has the topic with the title, and it's the same format. So I believe you're muted.
Oh, yeah, I was saying that it's so great that you still remember what you had written.
Yeah, it's amazing, amazing. And so I've been writing my whole life as far as book. It's been in the past like 3 years now, I would say. And so it's very important to me. People reach out from all around the world and they have stories to tell. And I wrote a book on my friend, my brother Donnie Ellison. He's also a singer. He's the guy singing on my song called Woman God that's on YouTube. And I'll send you the link to it. I kind of mentioned India a little bit, how pretty the women are out there in the song. And I wrote a book about him called All I See. And I wrote a book about Darlof Sarkar and Abhishek Kapoor, my brothers I haven't met yet. One Race, One Culture, One God, One Pandemic. And that book was inspired by Abhishek Kapoor. Me and him was having a conversation, and in the midst of the conversation, he said, he's like, yeah, man, things are crazy here in India with COVID. He's like, we're all fighting the same battle, one race, one God, one culture, one pandemic. And I said, brother, that's a book. And so I ended up writing all of these books in one day. And so he's like, if you publish these books, I think that'd be a world record. Him and brother Darloff said that to me. And so I just stayed up all that day and published them all and finished them and set the world record for writing and publishing 6 books in one day. And so I also wrote a book on Miss Universe. She's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Like she's amazingly beautiful. And wrote a book on her. And I just really appreciate, the country of India. I love you guys as prime minister. He's smooth looking, he's real smooth, and I like the pride that he takes in in his country. And seeing Russia and Ukraine go to war and seeing him be able to get the Indian students out of there, I said that guy is a powerful guy, you know and so
Yeah, he is.
he's like my
India
favorite.
actually evolved a lot after he became the prime minister. Like a lot of good things came up in India.
That's amazing. I can tell. So he's like my favorite political figure. So my top 5 favorite political figures be Prime Minister. Um, I would say My top five. He's number one, but I'm gonna give my other four in no order. Donald Trump, Barack Obama,
Hmm.
Vladimir Putin, and I would say, who would be the next? I would say a local guy, my brother Jimmy Wilson Jr. He just won state rep a few days ago. And he's this amazing guy. He's the trustee at our temple, our church. He is the township trustee. He's the trustee of the locals, which is the connectors of the warehouses and plants. And and then he was a township trustee, which is a political seat. And now he just won state rep. It's like he's a real trustworthy guy. And so he's my top five political figures. I feel like if he keep going and become president, he could change this country, a lot. So that'd be my top five. But prime minister is definitely my number one. But so yeah.
Yeah, that's great to actually listen new names from you of all the political leaders you like and you admire.
Yeah. And I admire them all for different things. Um, I admire Vladimir Putin from starting from ground zero and working his way up to being the president of Russia. Some people had their views on him, and I'm not a real judgmental person, especially if I don't know someone. What people show us on TV could be the complete opposite of what people really are.
True.
And so I just pick the things I like about people. But Prime Minister is a smooth guy, man. I really hope and I pray when I come to India, I could just shake his hand or something. That'd be amazing to me. It'd be really amazing to me.
And as we talked about startups, so which are the startups which are currently led by you?
You said startups. What you mean, far as
Like the publishing and all, like what all things have been started by you for the youth?
okay, founder? One guy publishing, one guy clothing. My sons have a clothing brand launching this fall called Goat Drip Clothing. It stands for, so if you spell out Goat Drip, the G is for gold, the O is for opportunity, the A is for affirmation, the T is for trend setting, the D is for diversity, the R is for respect, the I is for inspiration, and the P is for persistence. So Goat Drip Clothing, and that's my three sons brand. Um, what else? And then the brand I will be launching, which I really believe in so much, and I think it'd be amazing for India also, and a lot of places. It's, 4Kids Global, and 4Kids Global is a company that I started to where parents can come and buy. Here, I'm gonna show you an example of what I what I'm gonna do with it. So this right here is just a card this small, but with go um 4Kids Global, they will be smaller. So if you look on the back, it's a barcode. Parents will be able to purchase this, and they will have a picture of their child on there, and they will have a system that connects to their phone to where they'll be able to locate wherever their child is every day, all day. And so we would be recommending parents to put this under the sole of the shoe of the child or hide it somewhere on the child daily. And then the parents would be able to see on their phone and exactly where their child at. So I feel like this will help us with slow down human trafficking, kidnapping, things of that nature. And so with India being the second most populated country on the planet, I think that'd be like amazing, you know. So I would definitely. That's why I want to bump into the prime minister to kind of give him my pitch on my company and see if we can, do some things together. But it'd be great for here for America too. There's a lot of human trafficking going on and kidnapping, everywhere around the world.
Yeah, it keeps happening.
Yeah, so I think it'd be amazing. I think it'd be amazing that we
And
could.
I had one question
Yeah.
for the one you told that you are going to launch right now in India too. So in India, people are more diverted to the thing that we will see the price first, and if it is pocket friendly for us, then only we will purchase it. So how will you maintain the payment chart, or say the charge for each product?
It will be affordable. I know you guys, I believe, be the 74 rupees to our $1. So
Yeah.
each country would the price will alter to where it'd be affordable each country in each different currency. And so I haven't really came up with a specific price just yet, but it'd be affordable because a lot of the kidnapping and human trafficking happens in the more impoverished areas, and so you got to make it affordable for people. And I believe you're muted again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so
Yeah, that is the thing that everyone around is now more of like we have to save money for the future. We do not have to, you know, make use of it currently. So in India, there are more likely of that minded people that even if they are getting a cloth for 80 rupees and just somewhere more ahead it is for 60 rupees, they will go to the 60 rupees one no matter how far it is.
right, I understand. That makes sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
it'd definitely be real affordable if I could work something out with like the government or whatever. It could possibly be free, depending on who buys it from me. Because I'm looking at the plan is to get school systems here to purchase it, you know,
Hmm.
make it a part of the school system to where um they buy this X amount from me based on how many students they have, and they make it almost mandatory for the parents to have or accessible for the parents to have. And so, like I said, I'll make it very affordable, and I'm really excited about it. And I just feel
Then
like
I'll surely buy. I'll surely buy.
well, thank you.
And I heard that you are a rapper too.
Yes.
So until now, how many raps have been published?
Um, I released two mixtapes years ago. Um, but that music was a lot more violent and vulgar.
Oh.
But it was pretty good. It was good music still also. And it had hidden messages in there. So people who would listen, they would still understand I was still a good person in a bad environment, but I'm away from that type of music. But I am working on a project now. And so it'll probably release sometime in the fall. I don't have a specific date on it. But I released Woman God a few months ago, and that's on YouTube under Mr. One God TV. So it's Mr. One God featuring Brand New, which is my brother I wrote the book about. And it's a pretty smooth song, real smooth.
That's great, and I really hope that you could meet the PM of India one day.
Yes, me too. Me too.
And any message you have to say for the youth?
Um, find yourself in the midst of the chaos. The chaos could be your parents, your household, your neighborhood, what they putting on TV, what's being played in music. Um, find yourself internally, because that's where all the answers are, and everybody's unique. Um, when you look in the sky, we see all the stars, but each star has its own purpose, its own, brightness of shine. and that's we're stardust. And so all the answers are on the inside, but you got to seek it and search for it and just find out what makes you happy and find out your purpose and just aim for that. Because we all, like I tell people all the time, we all have our own fingerprint. And I believe you're muted again. Um, we have
Yeah,
our
we
own,
have our own fingerprints.
yeah, we have our own fingerprint, and nobody on this planet has the same one. So that should
Mm.
let us know that we're all designed uniquely, individually, the way we are. And so we're all great just the way we are. And we let things outside of us make us believe we aren't great. Sometimes it can
Yeah,
be your parents, your family, your neighborhood, society. And so for the youth, just know that you're great and know that you have your own personal fingerprint. And so leave your print on this world, in this world, because we're not going to be here forever. Earth is like a
yeah.
hotel. You check in and then you check out. And
The
so while
ones
you,
who have born are destined to die.
yeah, so while you here, make the best time you can, be as impactful as you can, and always think for others.
Mm.
Everything I create is really for the betterment of other people. So even when I leave here, I will still be here because the things I created will still keep going on. And so,
Yeah.
one God clothing represents one race, one culture, one God. And they're saying that we're all equal, no matter what our color is, what country we're from, how much money we have or don't have. We all come from the same higher power.
That's really true. And yeah, we should think about, yeah, ourselves too. Like sometimes it happens that we think a lot about others and we forget ourselves in that process.
Definitely. So you definitely still got to have balance with
Yeah, we need balance in life.
yeah, definitely had to have balance because I caught myself in politics years ago. I was so big on helping the community that I wasn't looking at my own personal problems, and I was going through a lot, but I kept pushing me to the side. And so, I went through that process. I had to learn the balance.
It was so great talking to you, and I hope that I can interview you again after you launch.
For Kids Global, you sure can. All you got to do is reach out to me. I'm always accessible, and
Yeah,
anytime you
sure.
like.
Surely I'll reach out to you, and I'm going to buy all the products you are going to sell.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And thank you for having me. This was a wonderful interview, and it was my pleasure of, being here with you, having a chance to talk to you, and I'm thankful.
It was my pleasure to interview you. I have heard so much about you, and finally I could get to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Heard a lot about you also.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day.
You too. Peace and love.